this is Siren, welcome back to my channel. On today's video I want to share some tarot spreads with you. Very simple but very powerful tarot spreads. So make yourself comfortable, grab yourself something delicious to drink and let's get into the video, yay! So, I'm gonna be using this beautiful tarot deck which is called Santa Morte Tarot by Fabio Listrani, published by Lo Scarabeo. I have a full video on this deck in case you are interested in that. I'm gonna link it somewhere on the screen. And basically I'm gonna be using this deck because it's my favorite tarot deck of all times. I just love it. I can't help myself. You know, I've been recently kind of obsessed with the thought, which I still am. But this deck is my soul deck and I just love it, and I thought why not play with it a little bit today. So yeah, I'm gonna be showing you three very simple spreads. Now I'm calling these spreads but it's really just going to be 2 cards for each spread, because the idea is that you should be able to do this in the morning, like when you start your day. I tend to do this in the morning, so yeah, just giving you like sort of like, you know, a recommendation, I'd say. I mean, you can totally do this in different times of the day, different moments of the day, it's okay, but they work for me the best in the morning, and you will see why in just a moment. So I'm going to be showing you these spreads, and I'm going to be doing like a sample readings while I go through these spreads. Now these are not really going to be like actual readings, okay? I'm not really going to be like tapping into the spirit or anything in this video, but rather I just want to give you an example. If you're not familiar with tarot, if you're just starting your tarot journey, just so you can see, you know, like have an example of how to read cards in different spread positions, etc. And if you are you know, experienced tarot reader, then basically I just want to like have fun, you know, pull some cards. So I don't know, come along with me. And yeah, I think I said everything I wanted to say, so let's get into that. So the very first spread, that is like literally my favorite spread of all times. I mean, I'm sorry, it's still funny to me when I keep calling it a spread when it's 2 cards, but you know, for the lack of a better term. So the position number 1, so the card number 1 is indicating what should I focus on today. Right, so what should I focus on today? And then I pull the second card for the question, what should I not like ignore today, but rather what should I maybe put a little bit aside, you know, basically like the counterpart of the first question. So let's see how would that look like. So let's pull a card for the position number 1. So what? Imagine like I woke up, I just grab my deck and I just go, okay, what should my main focus point today be? Now, by the way, I only shuffle overhand, especially with this deck, because it's kinda, what's the word for it? I know, it's not very bendy, this one, so yeah. Just like a super quick side note. Okay, so look, this one wanted to come out, so this is gonna be the first question, and the second one is gonna be what should I not pay much attention to. Okay, you know what, this wants to come up. I mean, we are just playing here, but still, I kind of pull cards this way, like when some card wants to come out, you know. I just kind of let it. So let's see what we got here. So what should we focus on today? Okay, High Priestess. So I would probably interpret this as, okay, today I should probably try to tune in. I should probably listen to my intuition and not so much, I don't want to say not so much logic, but you know, basically tune in with yourself. Try to see what feels good for you today. You know, don't pay too much attention to like external things, but rather focus on what you are feeling like deep down. Maybe also try to tap into your spirituality. Maybe if you're a witch, maybe focus on like your witchcraft today as well, because this card, I like to read it as like a witchcraft card, you know, like the witch card rather. So yeah, basically that would be like the super simple way to interpret this card in this position. And let's see what we got here for what should we not focus on so much today. Okay, Eight of Swords. Fine, so Eight of Swords. So I tend to see this card as something like an illusion of stuckness. Okay, now you know I don't work with Rider-Waite-Smith imagery, so this is not very traditional Rider-Waite-Smith depiction. But what do I see here is especially underlying how I like to read this card, which is this again illusion of stuckness. So there might be something. Imagine we are in the spread for the day. Okay, in the morning we pull this card. So I might think, okay, there might be something going on today that might make me feel like I'm sort of like stuck, like I can't get out of there, like of that place. Maybe my mind is gonna be like playing some tricks on me, being like, you know, a little more on like the negative spectrum, sort of like when you have like overload of information. Now, this is a little bit of my thought influence coming, because the Eight of Swords, I believe in thought, is called interference. And it's, I believe, Jupiter in Gemini. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I would say I'm right on this one, because I recently got the card. So yeah, but double check it just in case. But anyway, so the Jupiter in Gemini, which is basically the Jupiter being the card of expansion, you know, also like optimism, positivity, but expansion, and Gemini being the sign of gathering information, of constantly, you know, seeking like new knowledge, new information, etc. And when that joins the Jupiter energy, it's like, it can be like really like overload, and you can feel like you are almost getting lost and you almost don't know how to proceed there, you know, and therefore, in my opinion, you find yourself in that place in your mind where you're like, okay, I literally, like, there's so much to think about, there's so much going on in my mind, then I just can't do anything. Okay, and I love this card's depiction actually, because there are like all of these hands with these swords basically pointing at a cloud. And there is this feeling of like you have to fight, because there is something, you know, that doesn't allow you to see past that. But then again, it's just the cloud, you know, it's just the storm. It's not, I don't want to say it's not real, but it's something that, like, you don't really have to fight it physically, you know. It's basically also, again, swords, it's in your head. So coming back to like the spread position, and what I was just talking about, I would see this as, okay, today try to put aside a little bit like all those overwhelming thoughts that might be coming to your head that might cause this feeling of stuckness. And here comes like the play between the cards, and instead of, you know, focusing on that, it's instead of getting almost like dragged into this energy, try to tune in with yourself, with your inner self. So as I mentioned, when I flip this card, actually try not to pay too much attention to the outer world and, like, again, everything that might be coming to your awareness, you know, but rather listen to yourself. And this I would see like all those things, external things coming into your awareness through the, you know, thoughts. I wanted to say intrusive thoughts, but not only intrusive thoughts, but again, like overload of thoughts. So yeah, I hope this was clear. So this is how I would interpret these two cards in this beautiful spread. So what to focus on today and what not to focus on today, what to put aside today, what to try not to pay attention to so much. And you can see it can really help you, like when you're going through the day, kind of like going back in your mind to these cards and being like, oh hey, okay, I actually got advice for this. So yeah, it kind of helps me usually to like reflect back on that. So yeah, that would be the spread number 1. Okay, so let me just focus. So for the spread number 2, I chose basically I chose one that I like to do when I want to pay attention to like self-care during the day. So when I really want to be attentive to, you know, my needs as a person. So the position number 1 for this spread is gonna be, what does my soul need today? And the card number 2 is gonna be, what does my body need today? Very simple, but it can be really effective and again, very helpful when you actually reflect on it throughout the day. So let's see an example for this. So let's imagine that we just woke up, we grab the deck and ask, what does my soul need today? I just figured I might have, I could have just put those cards we already got aside so we don't get them repeating themselves, but let's hope it doesn't happen. So what does my soul need today? And then what does my body need today? This is a very self-loving spread and I really like using this one. It's very gentle, feels very gentle. Okay, I actually want to get this card for some reason. Okay, again, this is just an example. Okay, we're just playing. So let's put the deck aside for a moment and let's go. So what does my soul need today? Okay, I'm sorry, I love seeing this card so much. Okay, the sun. So how I would interpret this, what does my soul need today? Okay, my soul needs some happiness today. Just do something that makes you genuinely happy, no matter the outcome, no matter the, you know, no matter the the context. I mean, when it comes to, for example, the art creation, because letting the inner artist speak here, okay? When it comes to art creation, for instance, sometimes I feel like I have to create something that I can then, you know, show to the world or like, you know, do something else with it. But when I see the sun card, it makes me think about, also since they're mariachi with the guitars, it makes me think about just create art for the pure sake of creation, for the pure sake of joy. Just give your soul that spark of joy, you know, without any pressure putting on yourself whatsoever. Like it's this playful card. Also, speaking of playfulness, usually in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck there is this child depicted, right? So it also speaks about this innocence. This is kind of why it also like popped into my head. So just innocently bring yourself joy, you know. Whatever that is, just give yourself that, like a little bit of sunshine. It can actually also be like an actual sunshine, but I usually don't see it that way. It just came to my mind right now, so just saying, okay? So this would be what my soul needs today. Now let's see what we got for the body. Four of Wands, oh my gosh. Okay, so Four of Wands, celebration. Actually, this is so cute because you will see in just a moment when we put these cards together to see how they interact together. It's actually very interesting. Okay, so what does my body need today? Four of Wands. So again, it kind of speaks to me about the same thing. So like kind of like the happiness, the joy, something celebratory. So try to, you know, how can I say this? Try to celebrate, give yourself a little celebration, like whatever that might be for you. Just say, you know, I don't know, a little dancing or eat something delicious, you know, just celebrate something. Let your body go through the act of celebration of something, you know. Think about things that you maybe completed, because again, I believe Four of Wands in thought it's called completion. Think about things, milestones that you completed, and maybe you didn't give yourself that, you know, like that, like congratulations. No, I don't know if you get me, if you know where I'm going with this. Try to do that maybe today, even if it's something small. Like I'm not saying like go crazy party, but do something small, but let your like actual physical body celebrate in some ways, whatever that seems, whatever that is for you. Now, when I see these cards again together, because your soul and your body are actually kind of like connected, right? I mean, they are connected by you. So basically, it's super nice because if you make your body, you know, go through something celebratory, something really joyful, you are kind of also going to be giving your soul the the joy that it needs today. So it kind of like harmonizes and plays super nice together. I love this. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Okay. I mean, I love this deck so much. I know I said it quite a few times, but this is very cheerful deck, and this is why I love it so much. So yeah, this would be the sort of like self-care spread. So what does my soul need? What does my body need? Again, it can be super helpful during the day and kind of set the tone for your day, see what you actually need, you know, but not just you as yourself, like pulling one card, but actually pulling two cards separately. Now I'm gonna say something about pulling one card, but probably by the end of the video, because I forget to do so in the beginning. So anyway, never mind. Let's continue. All right, I'm sorry about the little frame change, just had to change the battery. Okay, so for the last spread is kind of, well, it's a little bit dramatic, I would say, but I'm just gonna tell you why I use this one, and this one is the one that really helped me many times, and I want to close this video with this one, and really recommend you trying this one out, because it can be super powerful, super helpful. So for the spread number 3, I chose the one that I use when I have particularly difficult days. So I know, let's say I have to do something, like I wake up and I know that I have to do something either difficult or uncomfortable that day. So I choose this spread to kind of help me out throughout the day. So the card position number 1, the question that I tend to ask for this one is, how can I get through this day? Or how can I survive this day as well? I said it's gonna be a little bit dramatic, but yeah, I mean, we know, like, we have these days, right? We know these days. So how can I survive the day? How can I get through the day would be the position number 1. And the position number 2 is kind of like an additional question to that. And it is, what energy can hold me through this day, or what energy can help me? So basically the difference is that the card number 1 is gonna tell me what I can do to get through this day in the best way possible, and the card number 2 is gonna give me the indication of what energy can help me with that. So this is me, and this is what can assist me. Okay, so let's see just a quick example of how that spread might work. So how can I get through this day? How can I survive this day? And the card number 2, what energy can hold me through it? What energy can help me out, hold me through the day, support me, stuff like that. Okay, we got this. So let's hope we don't get repeating cards. So how can I get through this day? How can I survive the day? Okay, I don't do reversals. So the Hanged Man. Hold on, maybe I just pulled the deck in reversal. So the Hanged Man. So how can I get through this day, and how can I survive the day? The Hanged Man to me is all about perspective, and in some cases like sacrifice, but I think I'm not really gonna be going into that in this video. So the perspective. So basically, what I would read this as, what can actually save me throughout the day, what can help me survive this day, is trying to switch my perspective to something else. So let's say I have to do something really uncomfortable, and I already think about it as, this is something uncomfortable, this is something I don't want to do, this is horrible, it's ruining my day. Okay, how can I change the perspective around it? How can I see it from like a different angle? How can this thing that I have to do be like less horrible, right? How can I go into that situation, whatever that is, with a slightly different point of view, you know? Now, this really depends on what you have to like actually do throughout the day. This is like super personal, so I can't really give you like very deep example on that, but this is how I would interpret and see this card. And also maybe like you know, when you like, I'm just gonna give you like a little bit of a thought that I was having lately about like this kind of things, like when stuff like, when hard things happen, you know, like difficult things, etc., we usually tend to, or I usually tend to. I'm not speaking for anybody. Yeah, I didn't give my disclaimer. All of this is just my personal opinion, but you know the jazz by now, right? I'm not preaching to anybody. I literally want all of you just to live your happy life and however you want. Yeah, anyway, back to the topic. So I was just thinking, you know, like I tend to really like break down over some things, and I'm lately really trying to like see things differently and not so dramatically. Easier said than done. But I think the Hanged Man really fits into that, you know. He really does. Also, side note, this is like one of my favorite Hanged Man cards in like the entire tarot world and tarot market. Like this card is just so beautiful. But okay, let's see what energy can help me out with that. Yeah, I think I pulled the deck like in a different way. I'm sorry, I apologize. So you got the, oh my gosh, okay, 5 of Cups. So, okay, this is really heavy. I mean, I started this one saying this might be a little dramatic, but we are really getting dramatic here. Okay, so the 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups is all about, in my opinion, is all about being like drowning in your own emotions, literally focusing on your sorrows, almost like not being able to let go. You know, we've got the 8 of Cups, which is letting go, walking away from the situation that kind of like broke you. But when we are at 5 of Cups, we are not ready to let go. We are just ruminating on our stuff. We are just like, you know, yeah, well, it can be pretty depressing in this card. Now, how would you read this card as the energy that can help you with the perspective? Well, I would suggest that this card would be here in this particular case, this particular scenario. It would be here to try to tell you to try to be aware of what you might be ruminating on. So as I was speaking in just a moment ago, again, we are gonna see how these two cards can interact with each other and give you like the broader message. This is why I actually really love like 2 card spread, because they kind of like interact and they form this relationship and give you like this, you know, juicier message. Anyway, so as I was speaking just a moment ago, when you are going into something difficult with the point of view or with the mindset that like, okay, this is really gonna suck, sometimes you are not even aware that you are going into that with that mindset. It's like automatic pilot, right? Or speaking from experience anyway. It's like on automatic pilot, you just break down, or you just automatically like really darken your mind about that or whatever. And you don't even realize you're doing that. So, I mean, you know you're sad or anxious or depressed or whatever, but you don't know like when you started with that exactly and how to change it. Now, this energy is kind of like, it's like this gentle slap in the face. I'm saying gentle because I think 5 of Wands would be like, or 5 of Swords would be like harder one. But this is like, okay, let's try to be aware of all these like negative feelings. Now I'm quoting because again, what is negative? But anyway, so try to be aware of what you are actually ruminating at, what you are choosing, what you are literally like choosing to see, what you are choosing to feel almost. Now, a little disclaimer, I'm not saying, how can I put it? There are people, even people in my life, who tell me that you can actually control your emotions, blah, blah, blah. Well, I can't, but I know that there is a possibility to try, you know, to try to be a little bit more in control. So this energy would be like, okay, let's see what you are feeling, why are you feeling that? And that would be the first step to try to change that perspective. Now, remember, I'm speaking about the daily spread. So, of course, you can use this in different moments as well for some like bigger questions or whatever. But this is just like the quick morning advice. So, this is literally about like something going on in that day, you know, that given day. So, try to see what it is that you are drowning yourself in, and by realizing that, by recognizing that part, you can then proceed to try to switch that perspective to something else. Now, it is easier said than done. It's one of the most difficult things I have experienced when it comes to like personal development, stuff like that. So yeah, again, I really don't want to come off as preachy or saying like, oh yeah, just change things like this, because I know it doesn't work that way. But tarot can really shine some light on some of these things and really show you, you know, it can really show you the way, sometimes in more harsh ways, sometimes in more gentle ways. I think this one is pretty gentle, actually. I love this deck. So this would probably be our a little bit darker third spread. Now, it's not really like darker or anything, but I mean, the questions were a little, oh, look at the devil. Hey, hello, hi. Okay. Sorry, I just yeah, he likes to show up always. So, okay, where was I? I just got so distracted. We are in Gemini season anyway. So these would be the 3 spreads that I tend to use in the morning. I already told you why in the morning, yeah, because basically you can, throughout the day, you can come back to it, you can think about it, you know, when something's going on, etc. You can go back to these cards and think about their energy, can like tune in and see how they can help you throughout the day. And yeah, one more thing I wanted to say. Usually, I would say usually people tend to pull 1 card in the morning. They don't really do like spreads, or at least I think. And I also do that sometimes, like just pulling 1 card as a theme for the day. It can be super helpful, actually. It's very simple, and especially if you don't have much time, pulling 1 card is an amazing solution. But personally, I've come to realize that when I pull 2 cards and I give them like these specific like tasks, you know, like I ask specific questions to these cards, they can provide me with a little bit of a deeper information, a little bit of a deeper advice. And also, as I showed you in those spread examples, they can really interact with each other very beautifully, and again, make your reading, make the advice like more profound. So that's something I really enjoy when it comes to reading tarot in the morning, and generally just reading tarot. Anyway, okay, I think that would be it for me for this video. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. It would make me really happy. Also, let me know if this kind of videos is something you would like to see, like more, you know, spreads, playing with cards, stuff like that, or you want to see like more witchcraft content. I know, just let me know your thoughts. I'm always happy to read anything you might say. So yeah, just wanted to say that. Also, if you want to hang out with me a little longer, I invite you to watch other videos available on my channel. If you want to see the full walkthrough of this deck, it is one of the first video I made. I'm gonna put the link down below. And yeah, I think that would be it for me for today. So stay kind, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!